Hey everyone, I'll be covering all of the Nintendo Switch's games announced for the 4th week of August, so let's get started. Ultra Age follows the story of a young warrior named Age, who embarks on a mission to save humankind from extinction. He must use his blade to cut down robotic and mutant foes, explore futuristic locales, and unravel the vast conspiracy concerning the fate of the planet. Slash through foes with a variety of different blades in high-speed, stylish action. Change the blades on the fly into powerful moves that can create and link into different combos. Elements is a third-person open-world adventure RPG about two siblings fulfilling their destiny. Go in search of the 8 elemental stones in an open world to uncover magic and mystery, plus restoring the balance to the elements themselves. Gain the elemental magic and abilities as you recover the fragments and stones, and use each weapon and gear you find along your path to become more powerful and eventually reach your goal. After much waiting, Tormented Souls is finally set to launch on the Nintendo Switch later this fall, following the release on other consoles, deliberately setting out to draw inspiration from classic survival horror games. This is a modern take on the fixed perspective adventure, offering a modernized set of control schemes with more dynamic cameras, while still retaining everything that made those classics so beloved. Both Spelunky 1 and Spelunky 2 are finally set to launch on the Nintendo Switch on August 26th. These unique platformers with randomly generated fully destructible levels offers challenging new perspectives each time you play. Journey deep underground and explore fantastical places full of the ore source of monsters, traps, and treasures. The sequel builds on everything the first game did and does it bigger and better than ever before. Secret Neighbor is a multiplayer social horror game that's set in the Hello Neighbor universe. Explore the Hello Neighbor house with your friends, but beware that one of you is the neighbors in disguise. Use teamwork to rescue your friends from the basement or mess with everyone's heads as the neighbor himself. Play a dynamic, deep side-scrolling RPG beat-em-up with Jen and Tristan in solo or co-op environments, as you explore 4 unique biomes of the Goblins' twisted world and the stylish world of the humans. Young Souls is a journey between the worlds themselves, where each one of the full experiences and encounters will shape the world and the characters themselves as their fate unfolds. Explore the untouched wilderness of rural Wales and uncover the forgotten remains of a mysterious facility and try to piece together what happened to the missing villagers of Hearth. Inspired by 80s sci-fi horror and contemporary surreal cinema, Chasing Static delivers a unique take on the narrative adventure genre through new audio-driven gameplay mechanics and non-linear exploration. Scrap Garden is a charming puzzle platformer about the adventures of Kenny, a lonely robot who awakens post-apocalyptic world to find all other robots shut down and seized up. What happened to the city? Why did all the robots stop moving? And did anyone actually survive except him? Little Rusty Kenny has all the abilities, all he has to do is find the proper answers. Orbi Bot is a game in which you control a ball-shaped robot and solve physics and logic-based puzzles. Being a ball doesn't limit you as how much you can actually control, be it buttons, lasers, switches, and doors to reach the end of any specific level. Sometimes you will need to use barrels and metal balls to get to your destination. Originally released on mobile with over 1 million downloads to date, Nexamon is a return to nostalgic monster catching gameplay and a prequel to Nexamon Extinction, a game that released on the Nintendo Switch early last year. For the first time ever, the original game is coming to consoles with tons of quality of life improvements and changes that tailor the experience to home consoles, while still taking cues from the refinements you saw in Extinction. Join over 350 variety of cats in the Battle Cats Unite universe, with over 300 stages to play, including daily blitz stages and so much more. Gather your cat's army and rule the universe when it launches on the Nintendo Switch on December 9th. Flynn Son of Crimson is a handcrafted 2D action platformer that will take you on a journey of discovery and redemption. Explore a beautiful handcrafted world across unique regions, each filled with ancient mysteries to be discovered. Summon your mythical companions and protectors, and master the Crimson energy that's been passed down from your ancestors. Have a Blast is a high-energy kinetic multiplayer party game. Battle through the most ridiculously hazardous corners of the galaxy and use your surroundings to your advantage. Outmaneuver the enemies and shatter them into colorful bits. Battle around the galaxy in 15 different arenas, classic asteroids, icy comets, mythical monsters, curious contraptions, and all there for you to chart your route before any of the matches. Make sure you do plenty of dungeon seeking, treasure hunting, exploration, customization of both your house and your character, farming, fishing, raising animals, crafting, cooking, and so much more in Garden Paws, a RPG sim that lets you loose on the world with little hand-holding, where if you want to make it or reach it, there's always a way. Seemingly out of nowhere, Quake is now available on the Nintendo Switch. This is a groundbreaking original dark fantasy first-person shooter that inspired today's retro-style first-person games to no end. Enjoy 4-player online local or split-screen co-op, or take it online with up to 8-player bouts. Design, build, and command unique spaceships through the mysterious alien-infested galaxies while scavenging for spaceship parts in a desperate attempt to finding what you once called home. Space Scavenger combines roguelike elements and uses permadeath and procedural generated levels with a streamlined on-the-fly spaceship building set of mechanics. As a member of a prestigious family and heiress to the fortune, Hiberty learns that her eccentric grandfather is determined to find her a husband. He enrages to house her in a luxurious villa along with 4 handsome hand-picked bachelors and her private butler. Her suitors try to win her heart many times as necessary, and Hiberty endures the endless everyday trials and temptations in the visual novel Variable Barricade. In an alternative broken America where capitalism and political greed have taken center stage, your friend has actually gone missing. Snatched up during a specific protest, Sora has been seized by the authorities and is now sitting ready to be processed in the Miami Gulag. Not Tonight 2 is an American document-checking road trip fusing the time pressure RPG mechanics with political charge but dark comedy in every turn. Ever since she could remember, Shino has the ability to see what others could not: spirits, apparitions, and the undesirable creatures, whereas an adult, this talent has led her to join the secret government agent, the Occult Action Department. Her assignment is with the 6th Special Preventions Office, where she tasked to monitor powerful beings who travel between her world and other worlds that have been destroyed. Sakura Succubus 4 is the 4th installment of this episodic visual novel, where Hikari was once an ordinary man until a succubi fell for him. Soon he had a typical anime harem, and his life was turned upside down by the decisions and consequences of having the purest life form within. Spanning over 15 planets and various other locations, Exodiac is a high-speed arcade role shooter in the vein of 90 games like Star Fox, Space Harrier, and Panzer Dragoon. You take on the role of Q, a lone wolf tasked with the job of taking down the terrorizing forces of the Zodiac terrorizing the star system. Citadel is a futuristic platformer, shooter, and roguelike in which players run, jump, and blast through the convoluted pathway and secret chambers of a giant mechanical tower. A 360-degree aiming cursor allows ranged characters and ranged abilities to be shot out in any direction. The 2D fast-paced action platformer Galaxy Tales Story of Rapunzel is set to release early next year. Instead of hands and feet, swords, or magic, Rapunzel swings her hair to throw out space pirates or jumps to avoid them altogether. A Night at the Races is a unique narrative where you play as the main protagonist and face their challenges on and off the screen with tons of challenging arcade platforming gameplay. Online ranking leaderboards with over 200 levels and additional game modes are also being offered when it launches on September 3rd. As a near mage, you're entering the summer school, hoping to graduate into a full-fledged spellcaster, where you'll take classes in different types of magic and see how you can use your growing powers to affect the lives of those you come across. The freedom to approach situations and assess the proper plan of action is something that the developers are striving for. Best Month Ever is a modern point-and-click story-driven adventure of Louise and her son Mitch, a single mom struggling to pay the bills and a kid desperate for attention and guidance. Along your journey, certain choices will appear to guide your path forward or in a different manner. It's up to you how you decide the story goes. This anime-inspired shmup first debuted in the arcade back in 2005, and the title has been appeared in different consoles since then. The Switch release seems to be getting a few visual upgrades, controls revamps, and much more. And that's all the game announcements we'll be covering this week. We saw that the Switch once again took the top 30 best-selling games in Japan in the charts. This is the second time that has ever happened for a single console, and amazingly enough, for the second week in a row on the Nintendo Switch. It's kinda hilarious how everyone is desperately seeking for a PlayStation 5, but aren't actually buying any games on it. They're just playing the same old PlayStation games that they've always been playing. Fortnite, Call of Duty, FIFA, and the likes. And it doesn't necessarily look like this is going to be changing in the future either, as Sony is continuing to delay their games into next year. If you're brand new to my channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up, and as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya!